Okay. Let's see if it is golden. Connect you. Okay, connect your encoder? What is this? I should have waited. Okay. Let's see if that fixes everything. This is like the this is the worst technical problem I think I've ever had trying. Oh my god. People are going, "Oh hell heed." Is it going? Can you see? Is it live? Happy birthday. Hey, late night. Hope you're doing well. Got to hang out with my sister for her birthday. Oh, for your birthday. Bradley. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, yeah, it's going. It's going. Yes, it's working. Perfect. Hey, guys. Nothing bad happened. Don't worry about it. The stream's working now. That means we're all good here. Okay. All right, let me organize my chats, my chat windows a little bit. Because I love to read what you guys have to say. Okay. Hey, wait, I already read that. What have you been playing on your Switch 2? I was thinking about sound design in both the show and the games. So, here, we'll boot up the MCC. I'm making a video on Halo sound design. And there's a lot that goes into Halo sound design. Almost every sound effect in Halo 1 is a stock sound. And sometimes the sound effects are multiple stock sounds that are layered on top of each other. So it makes it hard to identify specific ones. Like, where's my... Okay. For the Needler, for example, I've got... Which page was it on? For the Needler, the tail end of its reload, you know, when it pew and the spikes like pop out of the gun, you know, like the gun's loaded, it's ready to go. It's two different sound effects that are layered. One is it's like a sword, like shink, stock sound effect for a sword. It's called Wep Sword, Sword Shing, Long Clan. And then for the you know, sound of the needles coming out, it is a air gun single shot one. So it's an air gun being fired. And they basically combined those two sounds into one. And that's what makes that pink of the needles coming out. I'm currently working on the actual fire sound because it's like 3 different sound effects. And weirdly enough, it's that sword shing sound, but it's also like a bus being put into park. It's like a really weird sound effect. And I don't know how Bungie made... you know what, let me show you quickly before we jump into the game. I posted a 2-minute VOD on YouTube. Uh-oh. Is the YouTube stream still good? Like, is the YouTube stream healthy? Yeah, I can see it. Oh, I see. Okay, let me nuke this video from high orbit. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Yes, we chill. Stream is good, just a random VOD you added. Okay. That sounds good. We're fine. He do be streaming. I do. Been a hot minute since the stream as well. I'm really upset because I thought for a second that I had found, you know, when Chief is fiddling with the pistol, like the I thought that I found that stock sound effect. But I don't think I found it. I don't think this is it. So if you guys want to hear it, can you? Okay. So I thought that that was it, but here's how it sounds in game. And you can see here, in game, it's broken up by 3 distinct clicks, but the stock sound that I found is about 4 clicks. So I don't think that that's it. So the hunt is going to have to continue, but... Okay. Yeah, so the needler sound, that specific sound, it's an air gun being fired and a shing of a sword. And that's what made that sound. And then the gunfire sound effect is the one that's made up of like 3 different sound effects. One of them being, I think it was a fire truck actually, that's put into park. Because it's like a you know, of the what do you call it? In the brakes being released, but oh well. Started reading The Fall of Reach a few days ago. Really like it. It's a good book, right? Yeah, here, you want to see something really cool? The resource that I'm using, there are folk in the community who have been creating a massive spreadsheet of every stock sound effect used in the Halo games and where the source is. I mean, some of them, you know, aren't linked because we can't find the source, but I have been using this, and there's even a couple that I was able to find on my own. But it is shocking how almost every single sound effect in Halo 1 is a stock sound effect. Even some of Halo's most iconic sounds, like the beep, beep, boop, like that's a stock sound effect. Even the energy sword is a stock sound effect. Well, the energy sword is a couple of stock sound effects. The hydraulics of the brakes, yep. So this is what I'm using to start the hunt for the stock sound effects. But sometimes I can't, like, some of these are a little bit wrong. So I have to go through the sound library myself to find the specific noises. I only know the Halo 4 AR is a Scar H. I assume it's a bit more than a Scar H. I doubt it is just a Scar H. I think it was even... It's a Scar H as well as, like, one other gun, possibly an M16. And then there's probably a whole bunch of other, like, tweaks made to it. Borderlands 1 shield sound is the same as the CE one. Is it? No. No, it's not the same. It's like a different sound, isn't it? Hey, Late Night, when Campaign Evolved releases this summer, you gonna stream your first time playing it? Of course. And it will be my first time playing it. I'm not part of the Halo Insider group anymore, the Forerunner program or whatever, what have you. So I am in the dark about that project, just like you guys. So I'm keen to play it for the first time this summer. The sound resource should have a lot of the sound resources for weapons. Is that the sound effects wiki? That's not the sound effects wiki, is it? Because the sound effects wiki sort of sucks, like a lot. Because it's run by fandom, which means anytime that you open up a page, you get bombarded with 1,000 ads and your computer, like, freezes up. 1,800 hours in the MCC. Impressive. I know, right? I'm getting close to the good old 2000. And probably a good like 500 hours is spent in the offline mode due to modding. Ooh, LNG gets the immersive consumer experience. No, it's different, very different. What's it called? The sound resource? That's not sound ideas, right? The sound resource. Oh, I see. This isn't like, it's not the sound effects pulled from the game, right? Because that's not what I need. I've already got the sound effects from Halo ripped from the game. What I want is the source of the sounds. What's a fun level to do? Probably this level, to be honest. I'm currently trying to get like the maximum amount of score that you can do, you know. So I'm gonna throw on a bunch of crazy crazy modifiers. I don't think this is gonna be enough though to get myself to 1200, but I really hope ODSTs will be in Campaign Evolved. I miss those guys. I'd imagine that there's probably going to be ODSTs. Because Campaign Evolved, they're probably going to use it as an opportunity to retroactively insert characters, things from the current lore into the older games.
I'm losing her. Brace for impact.
There we go.
Chief, can you hear me?
Hey, Late Night, just curious. If you've played Doom the Dark Ages, the weapon sounds are amazing. I have played Doom the Dark Ages, and I agree, the weapon sounds in that game are amazing. Doom the Dark Ages is a great game. Hey, bro, I've been watching you for like 8 years. You've improved so much over the years. Love your videos. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. I have tried very hard to improve the production value of my videos. What would you say your top 5 sound effects are? Oh, God. Probably the beep, beep, boop. You know, the Mjolnir shields coming online. The ksh of the energy sword. The wah, wah, wah of the, no, it's the cloak, right? And probably a UI sound on top of it. Which also the wah 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 of the energy shields, or not energy shields, the cloak, that is also a stock sound effect that's pitched down by like 50%. My favorite sound effect is the Halo 2 and 3 SMG, very crunchy. Yeah, I like the Halo 2 SMG sound a lot. It sounds a little bit like clickety-clackety, you know, like very kind of like a nail gun almost. But it's got that like cartoony machine gun sound that's really satisfying, you know? Like, sure, it's not maybe realistic, like sounds like an actual firearm, but it's got that like cartoony quality to it where it's like, yeah, that's sort of what a Saturday morning SMG would sound like. A Saturday morning cartoon SMG would sound like. Come on. I'm not going to be able to kill this thing. Damn it. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let me go kill some of the grunts. Oh gosh. The grunt birthday party is on. Let me know if the grunt birthday party is too annoying. I like the Needler reload sound. Oh, you had just missed us talking about the Needler reload. Here, let me pull up this pull up this that you guys can hopefully see. I am currently trying to piece together all the sound effects used for the Needler reload. This is a great community. Here, I'll drop a link. Honestly, my favorite sound is the Halo Infinite Battle Rifle. The Halo Infinite Battle Rifle is a good-ass sound. Like, really good. On Twitch, I just gave you guys a link to the list of stock sound effects. YouTube guys, you guys are about to get that link. If anybody wants to check it out for themselves, that is a link to this community sound effect list. Some of them are linked. Some aren't. But here's the annoying thing. So, Sound Ideas is the website that hosts a lot of these. And Sound Ideas is like fucking broken. It was working about a week ago. For some reason, the play button no longer loads. You can play related sound effects, but not the actual sound effect that you have clicked on. So I can't play this. That's a JPEG right there on the screen. And I don't know what to do with that. I can play all of these, but these are not the sound effects that the link brought me to. And the website was working fine about a week ago. So, you know, that's cool. So just be warned, you know. You got to do some, like, funky shit. Like, if you want to... let's say, like, okay, you want to see the sound of, like, the waves lapping up, you know, in the second level of Halo. You want to hear that sound effect. What you got to do is click on the product name, which is basically the sound library that Bungie used this stock sound effect from. And then what you're going to have to do is go through 23 pages, like 23 pages, and find the specific sound. And then you can play it just fine, you know? Sorry. We're not going to do that. We're not going to play loud beeping and annoying sounds but yeah. Infinite has fantastic technical audio design. Creatively, not so much. I think it's fairly creative, Halo Infinite's audio design. It's just, So I've been trying to think of a way to articulate this. Bungie, because they used stock sound effects so heavily, like, stock sound effects can be heard everywhere. They can be heard in movies, various games, shows, cartoons, like what have you. And because they basically become like the sounds of culture itself, of pop culture and entertainment itself, and they get buried into your subconscious, you know? So it can be little things like a specific stock sound effect of birds flying away and tweeting. You know, that could be used across so many different forms of media that when you hear it in a Halo game, you don't realize how much you've heard that sound effect, but it's in your subconscious and it's very familiar. So it feels warm and comforting to hear such a subconsciously familiar sound. And Halo is like that. There's like a lot. I mean, in Halo 1, almost all of the sound effects are stock sound effects. Like, guys, even the leather creaking of like, you know, like of the, you know, Chief's arm, like his suit leather. That's a stock sound effect. This is a stock sound effect of the walking. Not sure if the pistol... I know the pistol reload is a stock sound effect. The clickety-clack, like... That's a stock sound effect. I forgot the name of it, but... Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think Infinite's audio design, I think, is awesome. It's, It's all very original, you know, so it doesn't exactly sound like the older Halo games, because they're mostly from the ground up original sound effects made by 343 Industries or whoever they outsourced, you know, the field recordings to. What I do think, though, that they can maybe improve on, I guess, is, well, it's not even improve, because it's totally up to them, you know, it's their creative prerogative, you could say. They tend to focus on realism for their sound design, and as a result, the guns sound incredibly realistic and meaty. In Halo, like, do you feel how warm the gunshots are mixed? You can hear, like, the sound of the waterfall over the gunshot. You know, you can hear the chatter of AI and the Banshee flying overhead. Like, those are the sound effects that take importance over the sound of the weapon being fired. Whereas in Halo Infinite and a lot of 343 games, once the weapons start firing, like, the entire audio spectrum gets kind of drowned out. Which is more realistic, but it's less, Halo had a very, like, I'll say it again, like, Saturday morning cartoon kind of approach to its audio design. Like, it's less about trying to make the guns sound as physically realistic as possible, and it's more about making the world sound as believable as possible and mix things in a way also that complements the gameplay. It's like, the sound, it probably has something to do with just how small the team was, you know, and the fact that music was heavily involved with audio design, but, like, sound effects take as much priority as music. It's all treated as kind of the same thing. Whereas in the 343 Halo games, you could tell there was a separation from the way music was handled and a separation from the way audio was handled. And even within audio, like the sound of the world versus the sounds of the guns and stuff. Not sure if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if it's just me. The Halo Infinite carbine sounds like the Halo 5 carbine. It could be. It could be the carbine sound from Halo 5. I tried listening to that, but it's... If it is the Halo 5 carbine, then it's mixed differently. And it's not the classic sound. It's something new sounding. It's something new, I think. Like, the crosshair is the same. And it's, for the most part, got the same stats as its Halo 5 incarnation. But the sound effect, I don't know where it's from, so it's got to be new. Oh boy. Comes that second Banshee. I'm trying to kill it before it can get over the ridge. Oh my god, it's gonna get away again. Ah! I got it! Okay. Sure, it's more realistic, but it's also a video game. It is also a video game, and Halo Infinite does take some of those video gamey liberties, you know? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, Halo Infinite, it has a dynamic audio system where it'll prioritize and deprioritize certain sound effects. So, basically, if they're, like those grunts over there, if this is Halo Infinite, if one of the grunts was the primary threat, like its shots were actually impacting me and it was the most dangerous, the audio engine would actually prioritize the sound effects for that specific grunt. Like, they would come off as the loudest and the most audible. And that's some of the goofy little things that, you know, Halo Infinite does. There. I can hear it now. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, a fire engine, the hydraulics on a brake were mixed with the sounds of a sword, like shing. Or not a sword shing. It's an arrow, like a bow and arrow, like whishing through the air. Okay, here we go. Let's get that guy. I have a bunch of, like, bizarre skulls on right now, like, just for the sake of, like, XP. Or score, I guess. Score. That's why the fights seem a little bit more intense than normal for normal difficulty. I honestly kind of like the more realistic approach to the sound of the gunfire. Some people do like it. And, I mean, that's why they went with it. What's up? How is the stream going? The stream's going pretty well. We're just talking about sound effects. An honorable mention for awesome sound effect is Halo Reach's railgun. Here, let's actually see if we can find it. Sound assets. Whoops. Sound assets. Reach. Sounds. Levels? No, it's not levels. Let me see rail, what pops up. I doubt it was called the... Oh. Wait, Ninja Rail? Hum? Railing? Rail? What? What the fuck? Is that like... is that like punching? Hang on. Let's try Mac. Okay, machine gun turret, Mac gun. I'm willing to bet it's called the Mac gun. Is that the sound effect you're thinking of? That's it, right? There's also Mac gun charging. That was it? That was it? Okay. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's or hang on. It was bullet impact flesh wet. That's a stock sound effect I also heard. And the reason that this one in particular stood out to me is because I actually sometimes in the editing bay, I just use this one because it's like the most impactful sounding. Hang on. No, it's not that one. 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 No. Nope. Not that one, but we're close. That's it. That's it. This is the one. I found this stock sound effect. This is also a stock sound effect that goes back to the 90s. And this is in Halo Reach. I think the Halo 3 assault rifle sounds are the worst, and it sucks because it comes from a 50 cal machine gun. Yeah, so it's not a 50 caliber machine gun. I was actually wrong about that. What it is, though, it is just a Browning machine gun, I think. Here, I can actually pull up the exact... You guys want to hear the stock sound effect for the Halo 3 machine gun? Here. Here we go. Oh, shit. The sound's going to be broken, isn't it? Maybe? No. Yep, this is it. Oh, it is a 50 cal. You guys recognize? You recognize that sound? Yeah, I have no clue what happened to that sound effect in Halo 3. Yeah, what went wrong in the sound mixing? And it's funny because that exact sound effect is used in ODST, where it sounds much better. Like, it sounds really good in ODST. And it's the exact same sound effect with no... Like, they haven't added anything extra. They just tweaked the way that it was mixed. And it sounds better in ODST. Like, pick up the assault rifle next time you play ODST, and it'll be louder and more impactful sounding. It kind of sounds like the Halo 3 assault rifle. That's because that is the Halo 3 assault rifle. That's the source sound for the Halo 3 assault rifle. And then... What's actually funny about that is that exact sound effect is still used in Halo Reach. Like the assault rifle in Halo Reach, it's using that stock sound effect again. You just wouldn't know it because they added extra layers to it and tweaked with the mixing of it so that it would sound a little bit better. Hang on. Weapons, let's go. Let's go to weapons. Assault rifle. Excuse me. No, this is the tail. So that's after every gunshot, this is the tail that sounds. You know, it's there to, like, give the gunshot volume. Excuse me. Here's, like, Lod Far. So this is the sound of a Spartan firing it from a distance. Where is the... Oh, here we go. See, it's still that same Halo 3 stock sound, but they tweaked the mixing of it a little bit. 50 cal rockets didn't do a thing. Precisely. I can't wait to backsmack the sleeping grunts in Campaign Evolved. Also, did you drink your daily dose of Orange Fanta Master Chief Soda? I did not. I have not. I probably need to do that before Campaign Evolved comes out. But also, like, I don't know. Like, I don't care too much. Like, it's an Orange Master Chief, right? Like, I should probably do it just so that I have the Orange Chief, in case I need the Orange Chief, you know? You should overlay the waveforms in the edit to give a visual way to compare the sounds. That's a decent idea. Are there, After Effects has a way to visualize the waveforms of audio, I think. So I could probably do that. Playing Halo 3 now, and I can't hear the machine gun. Yeah, that Browning machine gun. It's cool, right? Like, it is cool. Let me see what other sound effects there are. Here, let me show you this, because I don't think this is on that Sound Ideas website that's busted at the moment, but... You recognize that? Here, let me turn it up. You know that sound, don't you? It is a Desert Eagle. It's a Desert Eagle sound effect, stock sound effect specifically. Then here is the Energy Sword, which after a lot of searching, I was able to find it. And there's also got to be something else mixed in there too, right? I just don't trust Microsoft. Yeah, I don't, you know, you're You're right to be a little bit skeptical. Like, I know Sketch said there will be no shop, but he didn't say anything about direct purchases, you know? And I mean, that's okay. Like, the nice thing about cosmetics, at least, is that in a single-player game specifically, they are 100% ignorable. Like, in a way that is way, way easier to avoid than an online game. Because something like Halo Infinite multiplayer, like, the cosmetics and stuff, like, you get rid of red versus blue for the microtransactions. The long, like, hype sequence at the start of each match, and then the hype sequence at the end of each match, you know, those are done for microtransaction purposes. The lack of progression system done for microtransactions, like, there's all sorts of ways that the microtransaction system kind of funnels the core design into itself. But with the Halo 1 campaign, like, that was built from the ground up without a progression system. You know, you play the story and you beat it. So progression systems can't really be built from the ground up for that. They can only be bolted onto the side of it, so they're going to be easier to ignore. So the cosmetic stuff, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Also, haven't people wanted single-player customization in Halo campaigns? Oh, of course they have. Yeah, no, for everybody saying, why do we need customization in a Halo campaign, people have been asking for a very long time. People have been asking for a very long time. Just because you haven't been doesn't mean people haven't been. Believe me, people have been. It was even something that nearly happened for Halo Infinite, but I say nearly happened in like they weren't even sure what the logistics of that were, because it was something that was pitched and then told flatly, no, that's out of scope, and then that same manager then went on to make a mock-up of it, of what a system like that would be like, and had an engineer actually work on a prototype for it. And I remember even being presented, like, here's one of the things we're going to be doing for Halo Infinite campaign, and it was like a picture of Master Chief but pink. So it was like, oh my god, customizable Master Chief, like, you guys are actually going to do it. And it didn't show up, you know? It wasn't in the game. So I only heard later that that feature wasn't even something that they were 100% figuring out. It's just me and my fit against the world. Yeah! Yeah, this is it's a very different situation from, like, Halo Infinite multiplayer. You know, where you may not, you probably are like Hardy LaBelle and you do not want cat ears and you want, like, a very grounded Halo multiplayer experience. But when it comes to a single-player game, that is, you are in your own world. You are in your own world and it is perfectly okay. I'm sure this is a stock sound effect. I forgot where it's from, though. Hello, LNG and Pollo. Rocket Baby subscribed to Tier 1. They've been subscribed for 18 months. Thank you for renewing or possibly resubscribing your membership. Rocket Baby. Marathon is widely praised for its sound design, but Infinite does pretty much the same exact things as Marathon and doesn't get as much credit. E.g., grenades not needing indicators, footsteps, foley. Do you have any thoughts on Marathon? I have thought the exact same thing as you, by the way. That I'm like, Marathon's audio design reminds me a lot of Halo Infinite's. Like, it reminds me quite a lot of Halo Infinite's. Yeah, so I'm glad I'm not alone there. Yeah, Marathon has really good audio design. And Marathon, in like a lot of ways, it's unusual sounding for a Bungie game because it does lean a little bit more on the realism side of things. Oh, I'm gonna break you guys' heart. You want to know the source of the Mjolnir shield recharging? Here, let me show you. Excuse me. I hope that the link isn't busted. Oh, thank God. Okay, I can play it from this wiki. Okay. All right, you guys ready? So this is called low frequency modulation. Isn't that wild? That's the sound effect. That's where they got the sound effect for the energy shield recharging. It's from low frequency modulation, and what is the... It comes from the Premier Edition Volume 2. That sound library. That's where you can get the stock sound effect that they used. It's the sound! It is the sound. There is also... Here, let me... Shit. Okay, this link is... No, this link is not broken. Okay, here. This link is not broken, so you guys can hear this one. So this sound effect, even though, you know, it's the... You know that alarm. It's the alarm from the Pillar of Autumn. But what it is also, when you pitch it down by 50%, it's the boop, 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 boop of your shield being down. All you got to do is pitch that sound down by 50%, and that's the, like, your shields are down. Alarm warning. Have y'all been seeing the hate from Modern Warfare 2019 recently? Oh, that's so fucking forced. Modern Warfare 2019 was great. That game was great. It's cool that it's on Game Pass now. 2019's awesome. Do children will try to imitate the sound during lunchtime vibes? Yeah, I've got a joke like that in my script because it's true. Like everyone's like, "Oh, I've got the plasma pistol," like, and they're just like chasing each other around. It's like, holy fuck, this whole school is on the spectrum. Like everybody's running around doing their impression of an energy ball. Like, I'm Master Chief. My shields are going back up. God, I love Halo sound effects. I tried to play 2019 on cloud gaming. It still requires you to re-download the game. What? Why? It's on cloud gaming. Why do you need to download a game to stream it through the cloud? Kind of fuck with that.
Uh-oh, another bandit dropping in behind us. They're trying
Oh my god, it's even like little stuff like when you know, of here. That of the grenade pin, like that's a stock sound effect. The is a stock sound effect. The sound of it bouncing is a stock sound effect, and the explosion is I think a few stock sound effects layered on top of each other. So, I don't entirely blame 343 Industries for wanting to make, like, a bunch of original sound effects. Because they probably look at, like, the sound library, and it's like, oh, it's all, like, publicly sourced stock sound effects. So I think what it really comes down to is picking and choosing which stock sound effects you want to keep. and which ones maybe you want to, you know, Master Chief walking on grass, the functions of an energy pistol, or a plasma pistol, I mean, like... Who else here is excited for Halo 2 Rebalance? I'm excited about Halo 2 Rebalance. I'm very excited about it. But goddamn, he said it was supposed to be out last Christmas, and he only just got started on high charity. On high charity levels, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking... Like, I get it. You're doing this for free, so I can't complain that card, but holy shit, man, I want to play your mods so bad.
That we stay near the beacon and wait for extraction.
I'm not a fan of the sound effects for the energy weapons post-reach. They sound too cartoony and high-pitched rather than hissing gas of the Bungie era games. I think that what I like about the Bungie Halo games is that they sound cartoony. What I don't like about the 343 era games is that they sound more like realistic sci-fi. Like, listen to this. Pew! 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 Pew, 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 pew. It's a laser gun. It just straight like it's a Saturday morning cartoon laser gun sound. That's what I like about the energy weapons, is I like that they're not like going too crazy. They're just like, it's a laser gun. Make it sound like... I am sure that it's... Let me see if I've got it written down, because that's probably also a stock sound effect. Google Doc. No, I don't have it. Do not have it written down, unfortunately. I can go back though. And then, of course, the Sound Ideas website is, like, busted at the moment, so I can't even play the sound effect for you guys out loud if I wanted to. Sound Ideas source, no. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately not. Oh, you guys want to hear the sticky grenade wind-up sound? If you guys would like to hear that, I can play that for you, I think. Listen to this. You know that sound, don't you? Boom. All they did was chop off the end of it. Isn't that interesting? Like, so many of the most iconic sounds in Halo are actually just, like, publicly sourced stock sound effects. Are they publicly sourced if they cost money to use? You know what? Audio Hero. This website might actually work. Because it's Sound Ideas that's currently busted. So hang on, let me look up some specific sound effects. It is which one is it that I'm looking for? Needler fire. Let's do like the stock sound effect for the Needler, for example. Let me what's the name of it? It is SWSH _ punctured short bolt. Okay, hang on. Let's see if this sound effect can be found on this. Is it here? Oh my god, there it is. You guys know that sound? I mean, it's a little bit, incomplete because it's just the raw sound without all the extra bits, but you can hear the needler in that, can't you? This is one of the stock sounds that was put into the Needler's sound design in the Bungie games. So it was like that with the hydraulics of the brakes of a fire engine. And then something else. There's something else because the sound that like pew, the sound of a needler being fired. It's got something else in it. Oh wait, this is the energy sword. Yeah, these are all posing because they started organizing sounds a little bit oddly in like Reach. Needler. Okay, I guess it's not there either. Hang on. Needler, melee, full round. I mean, that's a little bit too fast. Yeah, so that right there, it's that sound, that like of a long bolt from a crossbow being fired with the hydraulics of a fire engine brake. And then something else is in there that I think gives it that pew. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. If anybody wants to help me try to find it, then I would love the help. Yeah, it's just, I think that like those Bungie sounds, the reason that they sound so iconic, even though they're all stock sound effects, is because you've heard them in other media, so they've got an inherent familiarity to them, you know? So hang on, now that we actually have the names... Oops. Now that we have a website that can actually play some of these sounds... Let's look for Covey Uplink. Covey Uplink. Okay, let's data processing. Oh my god. Okay, so you know the sound of the Covenant Uplink modules? Like the sound that everybody loves that those Covenant crates make. No sound effect found? Nothing? Okay. Okay, so it might not have everything then. Here, let's look at this one then. Nothing? Okay. I guess it's not every sound effect then that this has. I wonder what would happen if we just did the PE026. What would come up? Okay, that's not what we... No, that's not what we want. Cartoon factory ambience. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a cartoon factory, all right. Sorry, this stuff is just fun. Hey, I just hounded, so sorry if someone else talked, but I want to comment how the sniper rifle reload audio is such a good stock sound that it's used in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I know the chink. Let's see if it's actually listed here. Yeah, by the way, I've linked this I'll do it again. I'll give you guys for the new folk in here. What is the iconic stock sound effect for the shield? Yeah, I played that earlier. Here, that's for the Twitch folk, and then here, YouTube folk. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you guys. Here you go. If you guys want to take a look for yourself, maybe even hunt down some stock sound effects, then go ahead and take a looky-loo at that. Okay. Okay, holy moly, I can't... Thank you. Okay. I think this is just for Halo 1, all of these sound effects. Impulse doors, body falls, marine, impulse flood, combat, form. I think they're close to the bottom where some of the more interesting, like, you know, recognizable sound effects are. Yeah, like here we go. Needler posing, needle ready, needle melee, AR reload. Oh my god, yeah, no. Of course the assault rifle would also be like all stock sound effects. But what's like an interesting one? Plasma rifle ready. Plasma rifle posing. Plasma rifle overheat. So the ksh of it overheating. It doesn't look like they've been able to find a source sound effect for it. Pistol ready, pistol posing. Sniper reload full. It wasn't until Halo 2 when they changed the sound effect for it, right? Isn't that interesting? Look, less than 1% of the sound effects that they've been able to find, this document, less than 1% were sourced in-house by Bungie. 35% so far are all from stock sound libraries. Shotgun firing. Oh yeah, the Halo shotgun is a SPAS 12. The whole Halo Studios drama for me points the irony and hypocrisy of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. The hypocrisy and the irony. What do you mean by that? Of like Activision Blizzard having its, you know, being kind of like known for a toxic workplace culture, and it's ironic that Microsoft bought them because Microsoft also has one. What are the sounds of the spike grenade explosion? I think that is also a, I think that is a stock sound. Hang on. Halo, Halo 3 stock sound wiki. Sound effects wiki. This wiki's sort of like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, it can point you in the right direction, but usually you have to, like, kind of find the stuff yourself. Like, see, this wiki thinks that only 3 sound effects were used. 3 stock sound effects were used in Halo 3, which is not correct. And it didn't even get, you know, the most obvious one, which was the Halo 3 assault rifle being that, that Browning machine gun. So, okay, it's not even there. What I would imagine is it's going to be, it's probably going to be in the Hollywood Edge sound library. The SPAS 12 just sounds sexy. God, the Spaz 12 is such a fucking cool shotgun, man. You know? Like, it is a cool shotgun. It is a cool design for a shotgun. The foldable stock looks so goddamn cool. The weapon looks cool when you've got the stock pulled back. It looks cool when you've got it, like, kind of cowled over the top of the weapon. The barrel looks badass. It's just, the Spaz 12 is such a beautiful, beautiful looking shotgun. I love that shotgun so much, and it gutted me that it wasn't in Modern Warfare 2019, and it sucks that it was added to Modern Warfare 3, but they made it like a butt ugly looking legally distinct Spaz 12. So I don't even feel satisfied running around with it because it doesn't even look like the gun I like. Yeah, fandom wikis suck so much ass. That's why I'm like, this wiki is like, don't take it as gospel. Just use it to sort of point you in the right direction. Because for the most part, it's missing a lot of stuff. AR reload. Let's maybe see if we can suss out some of these. Loading tracks. Nothing. I wonder what would happen if maybe I cut down some of the words. Maybe they're just not all on here? Nothing. Okay, here, let's try just auto. Okay, there we go. I was about to say, if there is not a single sound effect on this website that has the word auto in it, then it's a website problem, not me. Hey, Late Night Gaming, just came from the latest Williasso COQ. Just wanted to say hi. Also, did Will contact you or did you contact him? I think Will contacted me for that. Megacorp's gonna Megacorp. When it comes to like abusing staff, abusing workers, oh hell yeah. That's what they do. That's what they love to do, man. I wonder if they will take away shields for the prequel missions, so the Mark V feels like a real upgrade. No, I doubt it. They're not going to make the gameplay feel fundamentally different. I don't think that they would do that. Too bad the Spaz 12 needs constant maintenance. Well, that's because the Spaz 12 is a queen. You need to take care of it. It's just, here, let's... Spaz 12. Like, that is cool looking. That is a cool looking gun. I'm not even, like, the biggest gun nut in the world, but that's just a fucking cool looking shotgun. I don't even know what I could tell you about it, because it looks cool with its foldable stock up like that, but it also looks cool when its stock is down. It's like it's made out of, like, Tinker Toys or something. Like, it's just cool. It's cool looking. I don't know what else to say. Don't like it when it has, like, a regular shotgun stock added. I think that's where it's like, okay, now, like, you're bringing the Spaz 12 down to the same level of other shotguns by doing that. Don't make it look more like other shotguns. Let it, come on, look at that. Look how cool that thing looks. And it sounds cool. It's got such a unique firing profile. And that's probably why it's, like, you know, for Halo, like, using the Spaz 12 as the sound effect for Halo's shotgun is like, well, yeah. The Spaz 12 is an interesting sounding gun. It's got this, like, there's this ping that underpins the gunshot. So it's not just boom. You know, it's got a little clang in it as well when you fire it. This metallic clang that makes it sound really distinct when fired, compared to other shotguns. Favorite evil corporation in fiction? Mine is Anaheim Electronics from Gundam. It's OCP from RoboCop, but they sell RoboCops to criminals and the police. So they just like they make robotic zombie cyborg people, and then they sell those people to either criminals or the police. Yeah, that's pretty evil. That's pretty evil, like taking dead people and turning them into like cyborgs. That's pretty bad. I like the Sega 12. It's just an AK shotgun. Shotguns with magazines are boring to me. Like it's the fun of a shotgun is that it's like you have to feed it candy, you know, like one piece of candy after the other to get it to fire a bunch of shots. That's what I kind of like about shotguns. At least, you know, ones that you load with traditional shells. You don't understand. Guns need to work forever without having to touch them, and also have to be a skeletonized and generic M4 platform ripoff. Like, oh man, dude, it's definitely a part of like growing up, you know, in the United States and all of that, like playing Call of Duty when I was younger, so that I like, you know, even though I'm very opposed to war and the military-industrial complex, like, unfortunately, I do think guns are pretty cool. And even though there should be no reason for it, because in a good world, we wouldn't need to, like, invest in new guns, new weaponry and stuff. But I'm like, dude, the M4A1 is so fucking boring. Like, the M4 platform is so boring. I'm tired of that silhouette. Oh my god, what was it called? The MX something, MX8, M8X, something like that. You know what I'm talking about? The Bad Company 2 gun. That thing almost, like, they were trying so hard to pitch that thing as like the next weapon for nations to use, and I'm like, god, like that would have been so cool, man, because that looks like a gun from the future. Don't be mad. I've been playing more Resident Evil and Minecraft than Halo. Why would I be mad? Play the games you're having fun with. I've been playing more single-player games than multiplayer PvP games. Halo needs to dip its toes into more unique single-player experiences. I completely agree. I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Sometimes I don't want to be like running around and constantly under stress and my shields are always down and stuff. Sometimes I want to relax at the end of the day. And I'd love there to be a Halo game for that. No, they make mechs and they sell weapons to both sides. Well, RoboCop is a zombie cyborg. Do they make RoboCops or do they just make mechs? Yeah, the XM7, XM8. Yeah, that thing is cool. Look at this, okay? Even if you're not like a gun guy, you can at least appreciate that this is a weird-looking gun. That's cool, right? That's cool! That looks like if somebody turned a sports car into a gun. And the whole idea behind this thing, why it looks so fucking weird, is because that was the point of it. Like, apparently like the gun did a lot of testing and it wasn't able to like pass, you know, all the various like, you know, safety concerns, as well as like, you know, operating tests, like, you know, its endurance, like how long it can kind of like function in weird, bizarre situations without needing to be like maintained. It failed to pass a lot of those things. But the big thing was the weapon manufacturer was like, let's make a gun that looks like it's from the future. And then they tried pitching it to a bunch of nations, and it's like, fucking look at it. Like, yeah, you would look like a nation that was already in the next era of like technology if all of your soldiers were like running around with this thing. I like this thing. This thing looks cool. Come back. Yeah, I like that gun a lot. That thing and the Spaz 12 are like some of my favorite firearms. Battlefield 6 added another limited time mode. Oh my god. I don't fucking care. Like at me when Battlefield 6 finally adds like a suppression mechanic and adds recoil to the weapons. Cuz I can't, like, the thought of going back into Battlefield 6 and just everybody laser beaming with a bunch of weapons that have no recoil. An Animal Crossing-styled game where you play as a grunt farming on St. Helios after the war with the mayor of your town being the arbiter. I like that. That's good. I like that. You know what? Keep cooking. It would also be fun to do like a Halo game that is after the firing of the rings, and you're a Forerunner AI, and your job is to basically cultivate life on a planet and make sure that like a healthy ecosystem grows, you know? Like, you gotta make sure that like the predators don't outweigh the prey. You gotta make sure that there's like a healthy population of parasites to keep some, you know, animal species in check. You got to make sure like the microbiology is doing good, you know, that you've got like your bad bacterias and your good bacterias. Like, you've just got to balance a planet's ecosystem so that life can recover after the firing of the Halo rings. That would be fun. Yeah, Zoo Tycoon Halo Edition. What are your thoughts on Halo kind of being stuck with the CE concepts for the past decade, with Halo 4 representing crashing on a new world, Infinite with the new art style, or with the art style, and now a CE remake? No, I've noticed that. But it's not lost on me. Like, Halo 4 is a sort of like the Star Wars prequels, very soft retelling of those original movies. Yeah, like Halo 4 is like Master Chief crash lands on an alien Forerunner world, fights a bunch of aliens, has to find a silent cartographer, finds, you know, the map of the world, accidentally releases an ancient evil that's been sealed within the Forerunner world. Like, it's very, they knew it, they were doing it intentionally. It's a very soft retelling of Halo 1. And then Halo Infinite is the exact same thing. Master Chief crash lands on an alien world, fights a bunch of aliens. There's an ancient evil that's sealed in the world that's released. Popping in to say you're great, man. Have great nights, y'all. Thank you so much, Admiral Worm. It's not just Halo. It's a lot of properties, I think, right now are kind of like in this weird, right now there's a celebration of new stuff, but it's not any new stuff. It has to be very specific new stuff, like genuinely creative new ideas. And a lot of these older properties, they're starting to struggle because they're relying too much on brand iconography and brand identity, and their new ideas are being rejected by the communities, which are bored of them, which means they're just recycling the same ideas over and over again, and they kind of can't get out of this death spiral. You know, like Marvel is bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and like the original Captain America and like all of that. For they just announced that they're going to be re-releasing Avengers Endgame in theaters with an added scene that bridges into the new Avengers movie that has Robert Downey Jr. And it's like, oh man, they're struggling. This is desperate. And then of course Terminator is basically dead. Terminator can't figure out what to do to keep itself going. Modern Warfare is a good one. Oh boy, Modern Warfare 4 ready to go into Black Ops 7. Yeah, Call of Duty I think is in a death spiral. I think Call of Duty's in trouble. I don't think Modern Warfare 4 is going to be as exciting as people think. Like Star Wars Episode 8, The Force Awakens. Episode 8 was The Last Jedi. Episode 7 was The Force Awakens. They are retconning the sequel trilogy and doing something new with Star Wars. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think people have, like, they've been, like, lying to themselves for over a decade now, thinking that that was going to happen. Yeah, and Halo now. Like, Halo is also kind of, like, trapped in this. We had Hardy LaBelle on Warthog Radio, which is the podcast Laper Larden and I co-host. And together, we are both the hosts of it. And we had Hardy LaBelle on. And Hardy LaBelle said that the thing that frustrates him the most about the Halo IP is that more or less Halo seems very scared of Bungie and the legacy of Bungie, and it's very, very scared of getting out of that shadow. He described the Master Chief that was in the statue of Bungie. How folks at Bungie, you know, they'd come in and, like, there's the chief. They'd, like, hang their hats up on him, you know, like maybe throw their coats on him, because it's just like, yeah, that's the chief. That's Halo Man. You know, let's go in and let's make some Bungie games. Where with 343, he suspects that there was a lot of pressure. Like, that Master Chief was like a looming specter, like this thing that cast a long shadow over the studio, and they were very aware of the shadow that they were sitting in. And what Hardy LaBelle wishes is that Halo Studio would get out from under Bungie's shadow and empower passionate development teams to make interesting Halo games. And I agree with that. Like the Campaign Evolved thing doesn't scream passion project to me, and that doesn't mean it's going to be bad, by the way. I'm expecting Campaign Evolved to be just good, you know? I expect it to be good. I think it's going to be a good remake. Not a great remake, though. Not an amazing remake. Because I do think that needs to be, we need to establish that a bad remake to me is something that is like borderline incoherent. Like it just, like it flop across the board. Like it's barely functional. It seems like it was incompetently made. To where it's like, this probably shouldn't have been sold. And I think that boring does not make something bad. I think boring is good. It's fine. It could have been great, though. It could have been amazing. But unfortunately, they just settled for good. There was that Terminator anime from 2 years ago, but yeah, it's totally dead. Well, that Terminator anime, it flopped, didn't it? I don't think there are any bad remakes I played. There are definitely bad remakes. There was one remake, if I remember. It was like some cult classic shooter game where they remade the game with a complete... They remade the remake with a completely different development studio because of how bad the remake was. Like, artistically, it was bad and did not look... It did not channel the original game. Like, the original game had this, like, Borderlands-y look. And they didn't know how to do that cartoony aesthetic right. And it looked terrible. The outlines looked bad and fake. And it was just, like, universally lambasted. And they actually got a completely different studio in to just make a new version of that remake from the ground up. And then they took down that old one and just kept the new remake up. That's an example of, like, a bad remake. The Resident Evil 3 remake? Resident Evil 3 is... yeah. I subjectively think it's a very boring action shooter. It's... I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Yeah, it's not Resident Evil 3, even though it calls itself Resident Evil 3. But I think the more offensive thing is that it's just like a boring 5-hour action shooter. Did you see they're remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag? Dude, I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for the Black Flag remake. Okay. Like, Black Flag is probably the last Assassin's Creed game that I loved. It's also the last one that I think was genuinely, like, very creative. Because after Black Flag, there was, like, what was that game with the... It was just like the most Assassin's Creed-y game in the series. Like back, it's hard to explain now because a lot of, you know, especially you younger folk watching, you guys don't remember Assassin's Creed Exhaustion. But this Assassin's Creed game was like almost a bullet point list of everything that people were exhausted by it. It was like the same kind of like locked in, awkward, canned animation, parkour system, the same, like, you open up, you've got like 1,000 things on your HUD, and then you open up your map of the city, and there's a fucking bajillion quest markers and little side things. Like, every single thing in the game is gamified and identified for you. Like, there's no way to live in the game world because everything is covered in UI goo. The enemies are X-ray visioned. You can see them all patrolling around through the walls. No, not Mirage. No, Unity. That was the one. Assassin's Creed Unity. And on top of it, it released Broken. And then there was like one that took place in London, and people didn't care about that one. I didn't play that one. Yeah, and then I guess they kind of like, they took a knee. They reset a little bit. And then they came back with basically like, all right, here's our new Assassin's Creed formula that we're just going to pump these babies out like there's no tomorrow. And it basically was just make a bunch of Witcher clones. And that seems to be what they're doing now. I'm going to turn off some of these skulls.
The Covenant network is absolute chaos.
I know there are bad reboots. Like, well, okay, there are bad reboots.
Their leadership ordered all ships to abandon Halo when they
They're
found
very
the flood,
bad
but
reboots.
they were
Very,
too
very
late.
bad reboots.
The flood over.
I remember when my mother was playing Black Flag back when I was 10. That's crazy, dude. Well, how are you feeling about the remake? Are you getting like nostalgia for the remake then?
Captain? Captain? I've lost him.
Thank God they said the Black Flag remake won't have RPG elements. Dude, I'm so excited. Like, apparently they're also getting rid of the real world stuff. Like, it's just, everything about this remake sounds awesome. They're using, like, their current Assassin's Creed engine. They're not just slapping new textures and a new lighting engine over the old game. They're putting the effort into remaking it. It looks like they're using all the original cast, and they're trying to remake the character models to be faithful to that original game. They're getting rid of the real-world stuff.
Analyzing damage. This hole was caused by some kind of explosive.
Like, it's just Assassin's Creed 4 was really damn good. Like, really, really good.
All I detect down there are pools of coolant. We should continue our search somewhere else.
I tend to have really bad diminishing returns on game series. I'll play 100% of the first, play a ton of the sequel, and only play a couple hours of the later one and just think, okay, I'm full, no more, please. Well, see, okay, it's interesting that you say that because that isn't wrong. That's actually how most people feel. There is... Okay, so you know how, like, Activision Blizzard, like, they're insane, they're crazy, they're scary. They understand the human mind better than some psychologists, probably because they, you know, hire psychologists to help design a lot of their, like, weird, creepy video game systems.
Find another way back aboard the ship.
For Destiny, back when Destiny 2 launched, you know, and it was kind of, you know, it launched successfully, but then there was a very sharp drop-off. This was back in 2016? 2016? Or was it 2017? Either way, there was a pretty big drop-off, and what Activision... So as Bungie was rushing to fix the game, you know, to make players happy, like, it took them about a year, because the Forsaken DLC did that, but Forsaken... A year after Destiny 2 launched, Forsaken was the big, guys, we fixed the game. Come back and play Destiny 2. It's better now. Forsaken did bring back a lot of players, but it was lower than the big, we fixed the game DLC of Destiny 1. So the player count was now lower. And what Activision did behind the scenes is they did a bunch of, like, you know, simulations and stuff, and they predicted that going forward, year over year, Destiny is about 5 years now, the IP. In 5 years, it's going to be 10 years old. And year over year, leading up to the 10 years of the IP being alive, it will be at its lowest point in terms of popularity, in terms of relevance and stuff. And the money to make Destiny content in the long run was going to have diminishing returns, because it was going to get to the point where they were more or less just breaking even to keep this thing alive that was in decline. And that's part of why they actually released Bungie and let them go indie, and even let them keep the Destiny IP. And sure enough, Activision's predictions were correct, because year over year, you know, starting with Shadowkeep, sold a little bit less than Forsaken. Beyond Light sold a little bit less than Shadowkeep. Witch Queen sold less than, and low until you got to the Final Shape, which was the lowest selling of the main big expansion packs, even though, you know, it's the finale. It was actually kind of like the lowest point in the series, which is why Bungie tried to switch away from those, like, yearly expansions. But needless to say, a lot of franchises go like that, where they seem to have about a decade before they start to fade. Or they fade within that decade. You know, they have a really strong start, and then over the course of a decade, they just kind of fade into irrelevance. And we also saw that with Halo, because, you know, Halo, the first one was a huge success. I'd say Halo 2 was a little bit different, because that was even bigger, you know, they had Xbox Live and everything. Halo 3, launch game for the new Xbox 360, but then you had ODST, which sold less, and Halo Wars, and Reach, and Microsoft apparently was ready to kind of, like, move on from the Halo series, because they thought it had its time in the sun, and it was actually Bonnie Ross who convinced them to allow the Halo series to keep going. It just seems like after a decade, it's a struggle to keep franchises alive. Didn't the Destiny 2 Renegades DLC do terrible? Yeah, that thing was a flop. What do you think needs to be done with matchmaking to ensure it's not as broken as as unfair as in Halo Infinite for future Halo multiplayers? I think the matchmaking algorithm is one topic, but I think a bigger discussion, this is something actually talking with Hardy LaBelle that was kind of like like confirmation almost that my suspicions were not my own from someone who actually understands game design. He said Halo can't... It will always feel sweaty as long as they keep trying to make it feel like a modern shooter with like modern gameplay mechanics, like aiming down the sights and slide and all that stuff. He said the key to like Halo feeling very chill was that it felt like baby's first-person shooter. And he didn't mean that in a derogatory way. I thought he was meaning that as an insult. What he meant by that was Halo's core gameplay is insanely simple. Like, there is no sprint button. You just move forward. There is no aiming down the sights button. It's just some guns have a zoom, you know, and stuff like that. There's no slide. There's no clamber. Like, it's simple. It's so fucking simple. It's stupid simple. A baby could play Halo. And it's kind of like the players that add the depth to it via the sandbox and what they do with the weapons that they find. And that gives developers a lot of control over how deep they want the game to feel by not having certain guns on maps, you know, or not having certain vehicles. So, Bungie-era Halo, by being such a simplistic shooter, it allowed itself to have its cake and eat it too. It could be both casual or super sweaty. And right now, the problem with Halo is, you know, trying to feel like a lot of more sweaty shooters by adding all of these modern gameplay elements. It's going to feel sweatier. It's going to feel more mechanically complex. Sure, it might have a higher skill ceiling, but it's also that accessibility. It's not going to be as accessible as it once was. It's going to be harder for people to get into it. And we talked a little bit more after, and when you contribute how damn good legacy Halo players are, all they see, these new gameplay mechanics, they just see extra tools to dunk on people with. So it becomes even harder to get into new Halo games because the good players are getting even better, which, you know, makes a barrier for entry. Yeah. Then those people suck. They might suck, but if you want your Halo game to be big and successful, you gotta have room for the people who suck, you know? That's definitely what those Bungie Halo games provided. Yeah, so with Halo Infinite, I think, you know, the sweaty skill-based matchmaking and stuff, it came around Halo 5 when they added the skill-based matchmaking system. And I think it's sadly kind of a necessity. Because if you just didn't have any kind of like skill-based matchmaking system in place, Halo Infinite would turn into a game where you've got very lopsided matches. Where you got a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, and one guy who knows exactly what he's doing, and he's way better than everybody else, and he's playing so well and so sweaty. Should we hop on? Yeah. I'm going. Are they doing it? They're in there? Okay. I'm closing up. We will conclude. But, yeah, it's just, there does need to be a bit of a balance between what you give the players and what you don't give the players, you know? I'd rather have clambering than crouch jumping to get to higher places. Well, did you need crouch jumping? If you needed crouch jumping to get to higher places, then I'd say you were already above other players. Because ledges that you should be able to jump to naturally, you don't need to crouch jump to get up to them. They are built so that just a quick hop would get up there. Clambering, on the other hand, that makes it so across the board everybody can get to those higher ledges. And on one hand, that could smooth things out, but also consider that, well, now nobody's missing their jumps. Everybody's making their jumps. And that's a layer of stress now that is kind of added to the gameplay loop. See, in my opinion, I think clambering, a good way that you would balance clambering in a way that kind of preserves the skill of making jumps, I would not allow you to climb to a higher ledge with it. Like, if you hop up and then grab the ledge and hoist it, like, no, you can't do that, okay? No climbing to a higher elevation with it. What I would allow it for is if you can already make the jump, it would be kind of like a jump correction thing. Because that way, at least everybody is still kind of at the same plane, you know? Like, if you can't actually reach that ledge anyways, then no, you shouldn't be able to just, like, yeah, I'll just climb up there. Like, no, you're going to fall on your ass, you know? But as a tool to just make that jump, then I think that that's a little bit more interesting. So it would probably be something that has to automatically activate. It would probably... I wouldn't have it be like you press A to activate clamber. It would probably be an automated system where you make the jump, and as you are falling, if you are near the ledge, like, the camera shakes a little bit and your Spartan kind of like automatically readjusts himself onto the platform. Like, something like that. It would be some kind of automated system so that it can't be, like, abused, you know? It's probably what I would do. One thing I love about CE2, 3, and even Reach is that they're simple movement, debatable with Reach. Allows for players like me who are 6 years into Halo to improve and learn the mechanics. It's like Mario, Sonic, Resident Evil, or Smash Bros. Simple to learn, hard to master, and that's why I despise Halo 5, because it's so complex with its movement and aiming, and it did not matter what playlist I played or custom game I played. I was always having a hard time learning Halo 5 movement. I think it's if you can picture it, like, the skill gap of the older Halo games were in the levels where the weapons were, and the skill gap was also, like, basically, like, can you strafe, can you crouch every now and then. Okay, I love you, baby. I am gonna join. I'm closing up. Okay. Yeah, there's a meeting going on right now, guys. Yeah, I gotta join a meeting right now, which you guys will know what that meeting is for. But can't say much right now. Now, as a Resident Evil fan, one could say Leon movement feels too complex in the RE4 remake and RE9. I'd say RE4, what I like about it is that it feels very... It doesn't feel like they're just sticking new movement, new gameplay into those old environments. But that's a conversation, I think, for another one. Yeah, sorry, guys. We have a meeting that we got to do right now. I was having too much fun. Definitely going to stream more, though, in the future, okay? So don't worry, I am going to be back. What would you guys like to see me stream next time? Because I know we're just doing Halo. What would you guys like to see? I mean, isn't the purpose of Halo evolving as a franchise is to make each game different than the last one, as to not be stale or boring? Like, you wouldn't want to play Halo 3 5th edition. You would want to expand on movement, but keep it fun. See, I think you don't have to... Movement isn't the only thing. You know, I think you can expand on the Halo formula in other ways. Like, to me, the bread and butter of the Halo series is the simulational aspects of it. Like, here's the Warthog, here are the rules for the Warthog, how its physics feel and everything. It has a gun on it. Here is a Marine. Here's all the abilities that a Marine can do. Here's an Elite. Here's all the abilities an Elite can do. Now let's drop them into an environment with a Warthog and see what happens. And, the simulation activates and the AI start doing their thing. Maybe the Marine jumps into the Warthog and starts using those are the things to me that are really the bread and butter of the Halo series. I don't think it's just, well, see, it's a new Halo game because we added the ability to aim down the sights. That makes it new. I think that what I would do is I'd want to push the simulational aspects a little bit further. And I think to Halo, 343's credit, they're capable of that. They were, at least. I think giving the Warthog the ability to switch seats, picking, fusion coils are now a thing you can physically pick up and carry around as an object and throw at other things. AI being able to swap out weapons that they find in the environment. Those are really cool. But, yeah. That could be a fun topic. Here are some more doubloons for RE9 and any new games you think are cool. Pragmata has been pretty good. I got to pick up Pragmata. We just got, thank you for the $15. And also the new concept art from the Zelda movie looks sweet. Oh my God. We got to talk about the Zelda next time, okay? Because, yeah, we were up late talking about that. It does look cool. It does look cool. But Rebecca has a lot of thoughts about it. So I will see you guys later. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. Take care, everybody. Eat your veggies. And I shall see you guys later, okay? All right, take care, everybody. Take care, Tech Pawn. Take care, Switch Boy. Same as you, Wood Gump. See you later, buddy.